Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to tonight's or today's, depending on where you're in the world, uh, live card readings. I'm excited to see what Spirit has for us today. Do want to start off by sending beautiful, beautiful love out into the world as I have been doing a lot of the lives here lately, which is because we have the power to change the energy that's going on in the world. One of us sending out unconditional love counteracts like 700,000 individuals who are experiencing low vibrational energy that is connected to fear. So we can help change the world by changing hearts, by sending out love to the world. So, any of you that would like to join me right now, it amplifies the more of us that do it. And so, if you'll join me, and whether you're watching this on replay, you can also do this. Energy knows no time or space. So, let's take a deep breath and just allow ourselves to come back to this moment and let that unconditional love from above just flow down into us and fill our hearts up and allow it to flow out to the world. And I send it to any of you that are watching this live or watching this recorded on replay. Anyone that needs energy, we are sending that to you as well. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Feel the energy. I feel it. So, welcome everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Um, I do want to have a couple quick things just to let everyone know. I am changing my live times on Saturday. I'm no longer going to go on Instagram for a while. I'm going to just focus on YouTube. So rather than have like Saturday be a different time than the rest of the week, I'm going to bump it down to 7 p.m. Mountain. So I'm going the same time every day of the week, uh, throughout every single day. And then Sundays, instead of 10 a.m. in the morning, I'm going to bump it to what I do on Friday and Saturday to 11 a.m. Mountain. That's way it's just very easy. It's all 7 p.m. Mountain time during the night. And then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Mountain. Boom, boom, easy breezy, done. So that I want to make sure everyone knew that in case you do go out on those times that you're not like, where is he? Or, oh, what's the deal? So now you know. So that I wanted to make sure everyone knew. And then also we have of course, the Scorpio new moon partial solar eclipse today, earlier in the day. We did put out special new moon eclipse alert videos for the energy for this week. So here is the playlist for that. So if you haven't checked those out yet for your sign, those are available. You can still use the 10 new moon wishes. They're the most powerful 8 hours after. So that was a little bit earlier today, but you can still that beautiful new moon energy, especially with this eclipse, for some beautiful wishes. So make sure to check those videos out. And then, of course, the November monthlies are coming out. I'll post those here too. So, water signs and fire signs were Monday and Tuesday. So, those are out. Tomorrow, air signs, and then Thursday, earth signs. So, be sure to look for that to see what's going to be going on your November. So those are the big announcements. I do want to start off. Also, I guess not start off since I've already started and have blabbed a little bit already. Um, but I did want to just share a beautiful um, saying that I heard that I saw today, and it's actually from Wayne Dyer, and it was really was like a good reminder, and I thought I would share it with you guys too, which says that there's no actual stress or anxiety in the world. It's our thoughts that create these false beliefs. That's from Wayne Dyer, which I was like, yeah, out there outside of us, there's not like anxiety existing or any of that stuff happening. It all happens inside here, what we create and what happens. So the power of our thoughts and our beliefs is so huge, so huge. So I wanted to share that. So big shouts out here. Linda, welcome. And Katie P, Dollface Diva, and Pallavi Kumari, Jazz, Daisy, Strawberry Rose. Thank you guys so much for being here. Rishi, uh, God looking, hola. Deb, love and light to you. And Spring, hello, hello. All the hearts and the explosions. Boom, 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 boom. And Carla, welcome everybody. Thank you so much. I do want to get into the readings before the list uh, leaves my capability of trying to do as many as I possibly can this evening. And so we will get started here. Hopefully, everyone had a wonderful day or a wonderful night's sleep if you're on the other side of the world and had a good day starting already. So, Linda, you are asking about your left hip. Okay. And I did see, I thought I saw another. Yeah, Rishi, you also asked about some medical things. And so I just need to tell everyone this is required by law here in the United States that readings are meant for entertainment purposes only. And that I'm not a medical professional, and card readings should not replace, medical physicians and licensed individuals. So anything that we pull is of spirit, and you take it as you will with that. So, boom, that's out of the way. Yeah, it is October. God looking. So I do put out November early, so you can be prepared for November if that's what you're meaning there. So it gives you a little heads up on what's going to be coming. All right. So, Linda, I'm asking about your left hip, and you have a lot of pain, and I'm so sorry you're going through that. I know chronic pain is, horrible to and challenging to live with. Um, so when you were asking about, any information, be grateful. I was actually drawn to this, and this is also for Rishi, which we'll look at yours when we get down there. But a wonderful, wonderful lady, and of course, she also in the beginning says the author of this book does not dispense medical advice or prescribe the use of any technique as a form of treatment for physical or medical problems without the advice of a physician, either directly or indirectly. And the intent of the author is only to offer information of a general nature to help you in your quest for emotional and spiritual well being. In the event you use any of this information in this book for yourself, which is your constitutional right, the author and the publisher assume no responsibility for your actions. So, ditto on that if I read from this book. And then Linda, I did look up hip, and if this resonates, and we'll also pull cards and just see what comes. But of course, hips carry the body in perfect balance, and they a major thrust in moving forward. Could mean anything to do with the hips, could mean that there's this major thrust in moving forward in your life that maybe you're resistant to. But hip problems can also be the fear of going forward in major decisions, nothing to move forward to. So if that resonates at all, then you can take that as you will. Very good. Hey, Divine Light, welcome, welcome. And Raccoon, welcome, you guys. So I do go in order, starting at the top, and we'll work our way through the list. So, Linda, we'll see what else Spirit would guide you, and we'll see what they say. And then KDP, you will be up next. Right. What else would you like Linda to know about? Any guidance on where she could look regarding this left hip piece? Okay. Anything else? All right. Well, it's interesting that the first card that came up for you, Linda, is the Two of Cups, which can mean, of course, relationship. So, if there is something about uh, hesitancy in moving toward a relationship or out of a relationship, that can be something coming in there. But it also emotional choice card, which it's like, you know, our bodies are amazing, machines, but a lot of our dis-ease or disease comes from emotional. This is medical. If you search the internet, they talk about it a lot, how stress impacts our bodies in a lot of ways. And so it can be dealing with the relationships and love and how you relate to that. Emotional choices coming in, but you also have the devil card, which is the shadow card. And the shadow card does bring in and tell us about our it challenges our thoughts and our beliefs around things, and so it comes in and all these emotions, all these thoughts and beliefs that we have from very early in our lives, we've formulated these ways to think about things and beliefs, right? And then that Saturn energy, Capricorn energy, it comes in, it just shakes up and rattles our cage for us to challenge our old beliefs of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and those types of things. So, it kind of feels like there's this energy around challenging what love is supposed to mean and was supposed to mean and should mean. Because in addition to that, you also have two more emotions cards, both the Queen of Cups and the Page. Yeah, the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups, of course, you have the Ace of Cups here and the Queen of Cups also has the Ace of Cups. And they both offer that chalice, that holy grail. And it does show us that in an emotional choices, every moment is either of unconditional love, of the chalice, which is of the higher love from above, or the fear of losing conditional love in the human side, related to all those conditional love laws, the love we can lose. And I like looking at this card as this joining together of our higher self and our human self, that we're able to walk together hand in hand rather than feeling like we're at odds, because our human does desire to be loved and it looks out here for love and finds disappointment, right? Because what it's really searching for is the love from above, and that's what our higher self can bring in for us. So there is this a lot of this search and this offering of unconditional love from above to be able to open up as a chalice and allow that unconditional love to come down and fill you up and overflow, rather than feel like you have to be the one that is giving to everyone else, not having enough left over for yourself. So it seems like there's this choice that you're making in your life, because your last card was the Two of Swords, which is all about your mindsets and thoughts and beliefs. And you can see how they're blindfolded here. And it's like with the choice that you have to move forward with, maybe this thing that is you're resisting moving forward in is because your mind is telling you one thing. But the Two of Swords, one is about the human mind that's rooted in the conditional love laws, the supposed tos and the shoulds and the need tos and the have tos. And the other one is opening up to the spirit world, to your heart, to the emotions. And that's why they say, like, close your eyes to see clearly. And with all this emotional card stuff coming in and this, you know, uh, reference to your left hip, it's like, is it related to a decision that you have to make going forward and you're resistant to making a decision because your mind is telling you one thing? But if you take a deep breath and take back from everything and you look in your heart, is there something in your heart that's saying, I can move forward in this? What do I want to step toward? What do I want to be? Where do I want to be? Who do I want to be with? There's this um, emotional connection to that. So that is what they are referencing there. Hopefully that makes sense to you, and it resonates. But that's what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you, Linda. Hang in there. And we send you lots of love and lots of love energy just to help lighten that pain if we can, for you. So hang in there. All right. Linda, many blessings. Katie, you are up next. And then Dollface Diva, you will be up after that. All right. So you want to know, will you get your mortgage assumption approved? Well, let's take a look here. I'm going to use the Chinese tarot. Let's see what they have. All right. So what can you tell us about this mortgage assumption for Katie? What would you like to know? This mortgage assumption. All righty. So you do have the 5 of Cups coming in here, which the 5 of Cups is about this change of emotion. It's moving from this motion of focusing on loss and, those emotions that are rooted in fear, and coming into a great emotional choice because of the 2 cups that are offered as well. So I feel like there's this energy around you, um, that you can really hone in on, because you've got this Queen of Staves, the Queen of Wands, which is about holding on to that magic wand. Whatever you focus on grows, and you have a great amount of ability to really super focus your energy to have things happen. But she also has a great amount of connection to the higher realms because she trusts her gut. She has this relationship that she develops with the higher realms. So I feel like you are using your energy and you're moving your energy from focusing on the past and what you don't want in your life or what you feel you're missing in your life. And you're focusing it more on what you're grateful for and where what you do want to have in your life, where you're headed. Because you do have the 10 of coins that comes in here, which is the 10 of pentacles, which is about abundance in the outside world. So I feel like with this energetic change, if you can sit in that and try to focus on what you're grateful for and what you do in your life and try to resist having the energy go that way, that helps this move faster and unfold for you, which would be that the mortgage assumption would get approved. Now, you also have the devil card coming in here and the universe card, which this is ending of major cycles, a beginning of a new adventure. And that is why also I feel like this is about an approval happening, because the old cycle of having that mortgage, split between people is now coming into where it is coming into just you. And um, and the devil card is about, you know, these thoughts and these beliefs that are being shaken. And didn't I just have that in the other deck? We did. So I just talked about the devil card. I'm like, this sounds familiar. But the devil card, it's that Saturn energy that's shaking your beliefs, shaking the foundations of your supposed tos and shoulds and need tos. And just understand that it is this beautiful um, switching of energies for you, so that uh, you can just move into this different place in your life, that you can not feel so constrained and caged and limited and trapped, that you're going to have this freedom that comes at the end of it. And you do also have the hermit card that pops in, which is about you on this journey, inner journey of yourself, connecting to your higher world, and allowing that to shine light upon your path here. So I really feel like the that it's yes, that you'll get this mortgage assumption approved, and it's part of this path of you being at it alone and but that you're learning so much about your true power and your ability and this freedom that comes through it all too. And I know it's hard, but really they're saying try not to focus on what you feel is missing or that you don't want to have happen or be in your life. Focus on what you're grateful for and for what you do want in your life. And I feel like this energy change is really helping you there. So that's what they have for you, KDP. Many blessings to you. All right, Dollface Diva, you are up. And then Pallavi Kumari, you'll be next after that. And Dollface Diva, you want to know, did you do the right thing helping Eric? Okay, let's take a look here and see if Spirit feels it was in your highest experience to do so. So let's see here. Dollface Diva was tell us about this action with Eric. Hmm. The first card that came flying out is the Sun card, so that would be yes, just right off the bat. Um, you have the Queen of Swords, which is them saying that you did good in really balancing your heart and your mind through this situation. And you're like, yeah, um, you kind of went back and forth, and your heart and compassion, and then your head was like, well, is it? But the difference, you did this wonderful balancing of heart and mind, which is for the highest experience. And it's interesting because the Sun card is like Leo energy, which has to do with your inner child. And you also have the Six of Cups here, which is about nostalgia and reflecting on old memories and old emotions. But I kind of feel like this isn't about your so much looking back at your inner child and memories as it is that because as soon as this card came out, which is not the normal thing that comes out with this card, is it's not what you do in life or do for people, but that they remember. It's how you make them feel. And I feel like with you helping them, you are making like this memory that is going to impact them for the rest of their lives. Like it's going to be something that it's always in their subconscious, at least, but always in their memory banks of how someone helped them in this way, and that it does change, how they look at life going forward. So I do love that for you. So definitely the Sun card is a huge yes, that you did the right thing in helping out Eric. So many blessings to you, Dollface Diva. All right. So Pallavi, you are up next, and then Jazz, you will be after that. And Pallavi, you want to know, how's your marriage? What do we feel and think of each other? And how important are you to him versus his parents? I thought I heard a card fall, but I guess it didn't. Ooh, I'm hearing ghost cards now. That'll be new. So let's take a look here and see what they have to say here for you. All right. So we'll ask one question first is how's your marriage? So these will be for that. And then how do you feel and think of each other? Okay, none of those. All right. So what else? How do they feel and think of each other? Okay, that'll be that. And then how important are you to him versus parents? So let's take a look here. Okay. So, how's your marriage? I feel like in this pause kind of state here because you have the hanged man here, which is like this, it's like a cocoon. It's transforming, it's doing its thing. It's like, caterpillars, they ferment, it kind of become caterpillar juice in the cocoon. And I feel like there's this change that's happening within your marriage, that there's this, it's going through this process of transformation. And the King of Pentacles, there's that it's a positive thing, though. because Pentacles is about the outside world, and the King is the ruler over all the Pentacles, which shows them that they are in this place of security, feeling secure, but also there is this the King of Pentacles journey is about finding their worth in relation to the outside world. So I feel like that's what's going on with your guys' marriage is you're really getting your I was gonna say sea legs, but it's like when the ship is rocking, you guys are really just understanding who you are in relation to each other and to the world and to other people and da 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 da. You're really figuring things out. And that's why I feel like that with the hanged man here in that King of Pentacles, that it is this um balancing out of things. It's this you're having experiences that are challenging what your beliefs are and what your thoughts are, and you're trying to understand where it is. And that's where this that storm of the sea is you understand more about your crew and your boat and the solidity of it and stuff when you face storms. If it's just sitting in the port, it's like, well, I don't know really what this ship is, and now you're experiencing, you're getting to understand what it is. And it says what you feel and think of each other. Um, Amazingly enough, the Lovers card came out, so that's good. And the Eight of Wands, which is a lot of energy, a lot of um, passion, um, is there. Um, and the Eight of Wands is telling me that there all are also a lot of messages, a lot of activity around you, which so when we're talking about that storm going on in the outside world, it's like I feel like you guys have a lot of passion for each other and it's how you see each other, but I feel like there's a lot of, again, energy on around outside of the marriage that it's like a ship they're showing me that has big waves hit it and some of the water gets down into the ship, so some of that outside energy, some of this activity that's going on out there seeps into the marriage, but you guys are again you're learning through the process here. And when you ask about how important are you versus his parents, the Hierophant card popped up first, which is about kind of domestication, marriage, that type of thing, because it's the religious rites of marriage and things like that. And the Seven of Swords, uh, that represents like, that would be because we're asking about him, his thoughts, his beliefs, his mindsets that are stealing away from the marriage. And so I feel like what's going on with him in relation to his parents is he's figuring out, what are these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets that have been within him for so long that are stealing from the bonding of the marriage, the construction, the adventure, this big sea adventure that's happening with, between you two. So he's figuring it out. He's realizing it's his thoughts and his beliefs that are going to make or break his relationship with parents, with you, with friends, around the marriage, around life. He's really figuring out what his thoughts and beliefs are that are hindering things. And so I really feel like you guys are just on this voyage of the marriage, and it's you hit some storms here and there. Sometimes it's smooth sailing, sometimes it's you're trying to avoid hitting rocks, and and what's going on with that, right? So yeah, but I feel like you have the Seven of Pentacles here. It takes time. um the Seven of Pentacles is the kind of the card that says, "What's the last thing that grows on a fruit tree?" The fruit. It takes time for things to grow. Trees that they bend with the wind, and so I really feel it's just important to be flexible and to know that you hold the power of where you invest your energy, and whatever you focus on is what grows. Because your final card was the King of Wands, which does tell you whether you're male or female or how you identify, you have this divine masculine energy that wherever you invest your energy in your life is what grows and expands. So if you focus on what you're grateful for, what you want in your life, then those things tend to expand rather than focusing on what you feel is wrong or what you don't want in your life or what's missing. Because when you focus on it, that grows instead. So they're really showing you the power that you hold in your daily life, in your moment by moment, whatever you focus on is what expands. So that is what they have for you, Pallavi. So many blessings to you. And we are moving on to Jazz next and then Daisy. So thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for all the thumbs up that you've already given the video. Much, much appreciated. It helps out my channel so much. It helps spread the Zen love. So all of these that you have already given me a thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you haven't yet already, this is a great reminder of that it is possible for you just to click that little like button. It's free, which is the best price. And then you can help me out as well. So I appreciate it. All right. Let me just take a quick drink here. All right. So, Jazz, you want to know how is Jay currently feeling towards you? So, right here, right now, in this moment, how are they feeling about you? So let's take a look here. Hey, VD and Jaylyn, welcome, welcome. New Moon, good to see you again too. Miss King, hello. Miss Lovely, hello, hello. Natalia and Kay, hello, hello. Thank you guys so much for being here. All right. So let's take a look. So, Jazz, how is Jay currently feeling towards you? Okay. All right. Well, he seems to be kind of turned inward right now, right? Where he just kind of feels like he's on his own little inner journey. Um, I don't feel like it's a cold shoulder. I kind of feel like they're just in this super, super reflective part of their lives because they also have the Five of Coins, which is the Five of Pentacles. And it's like he's in this internal search for where do I get my sustenance from? Where do I get, my worth and my abundance and the stuff I need in my daily life? What's going on? And it feels like something really shook it up in his life because usually like a Four of Pentacles would be a solid foundation of their worth, which is a nice, it leaves a nice little flow in the middle. But when there's a five, that means something plunked down right in the middle to block his way of his worth and his um, solid feeling of it. So something shook his world and has turned him inward to really super reflect. So it's like something that maybe he counted on before as his foundation. And now that like he lost his footing and he's trying to understand it and get it back. Because the Three of Cups here, which is normally the joy and celebration card, I feel like this is what he's trying to understand, because it's like he's missing joy in his life, and he doesn't understand what it is, what happened. Um, but it is related to this sudden change or whatever this thing that it's like he felt something got pulled out from underneath him, like the carpet, like whoa, and suddenly he's on the ground looking at the ceiling, going, "What just happened?" And the Three of Wands is here too, which is about change in direction in his life. So, and I don't know how much of this has to do with you, though, Jazz. I feel like there was a lot of external things that have hit that. Excuse me. Didn't mean to cough, clear my throat in the mic there. The Moon card here, which is about cycles and let me sorry. Sorry about that. We have a storm coming in tonight, and that always activates my sinuses to let me know that there's a storm coming in. So that frog, okay, it's gone. But the moon is about cycles, about new things, and new things beginning, old things going away in a way, but unknown and secret things that are going on in the subconscious. So I really feel it's just he's really thrown for a loop in his life, because these two cards together are really, he's deep diving into his subconscious and trying to understand, like, it's like he's doing a big life review. I almost feel like it's, um, when individuals go through like a midlife crisis and they're just trying to understand what's going on, and they just don't know what is happening. And the Knight of Coins, the Knight of Pentacles, shows that it's not a fast moving process that he's going through. That it, again, that's all about seasons and cycles, because the other three Knights are all about the inwardness, like your thoughts and your emotions and your energy. Whereas the Knight of Coins is about the outside world, which has its three seasons, 3 months of each of the four seasons, is what I mean. And so, like, the moon cycles, have cycles, and the seasons have cycles. It's like there's this thing that's happening here, and I just don't. Uh, it's like they have withdrawn in, like someone who would go into surgery. They block everyone else out, because in order to open up and do their heart surgery or their brain surgery, they need to have that safety. And I feel like they have this strong block around everyone right now, where they're doing this inner reflection. So I feel like their emotions are on pause right now, Jazz, and I don't feel like any specific emotions. It almost feels like emotions were taken off and put on this table over here while they're doing this other, you know, reflection. They have to put everything and kind of stop it in order to understand what's going on with them. So hopefully that makes sense and you understand what that's all about, because I don't. I just, those are the messages and the emotions that they are giving me right now for you regarding Jay and his feelings towards you. So blessings to you, Jazz. You hang in there. Hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, Daisy. So you want to know, will your ex-friend A start a conversation with you during the Halloween party? All right, we'll take a look at that. And then Strawberry Rose, you will be up next. So for Daisy, tell us about this friend at the Halloween party. Ex-friend. Will they start up the conversation? Okay. Anything else? All right, last pass. Anything else? All right. So 2 cards. Let's take a look here. So you have the Two of Swords, which swords are thoughts and beliefs and mindsets and expectations. And the Two of Swords is about indecision, that there's this um, choices to be made with the mind or made with the heart, and that they're made with the heart instead of the mind. They usually have a blindfold on it. But there's the Temperance and the Balance card too, which, so there's like this patience. And I kind of feel like, um when you go there, patience with them approaching you and starting a conversation. I feel like they're going to, but I feel like you don't make the first move. Just be patient, and in the beginning, but then trust your heart, and not your mind, but just trust your gut and your instinct, right? So uh, I kind of feel like they're going to almost really quickly approach you and start a conversation, because I feel like they're like, okay, you know what, let's not be uncomfortable. Hey, how's it going, and I feel like they're going to do that, just because they're like, I don't want this to be awkward all night. How you doing? Let's break this ice, and let's just clear this so that we both can enjoy the party. I kind of feel like that's what they're going to do, but I feel like you need to be patient in the beginning. And but then if they don't, which I really feel they're going to, but just trust your gut, trust your heart, trust that gut instinct, and follow that for that. But I feel like they're going to start the conversation, and where it goes, don't go with your mind. Don't answer with your mind. Answer with your heart and with your gut instinct. Stay out of the mind games. Well, I should say that, I should do this. No, just be you. Share your heart, and then everything will be fine with that then. So that's what they have for you, Daisy. So boom, boom. There we go. All right, Strawberry Rose, you are up, and then Rishi, you will be next. And so, Strawberries, you had an emotional dream with an ex last night. What does it mean? Oh, okay. Well, let's take a look here. I know with all that Scorpio intimate uh, relationship energy, I can imagine everyone's like dreaming of exes and dreaming of relationships that everyone has had, because it's with that eclipse, it's shaking all that up, taking it all out, right? So I imagine it has to do with the new moon energy. But let's take a look here and see what else they have to say. Is it a premonition? What do they want you to know from it? Is it your brain trying to tell you something, or what? Okay. Okay. And that one. All right. Let's see what we have here. Well, so Two of Swords is both heart and mind. So that's telling us something. You have the Ace of Coins. It's the Ace of Pentacles, which means opportunities in the outside world coming up. You do have the Six of Swords, which is about movement of thought and mindset and belief. So you do have this mind changing that's going on. Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Coins. Let me see what this other card is here. And Ace of Cups, new love. Okay. So do not fret. I do not see an ex coming back into your picture and reigniting things with them, because that Two of Swords is your mind and your heart having this conversation, spawned by this moon energy. But it's also with your Ace of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. There's an opportunity for new love that's going to be coming into your future. If you're with someone now, then it's about a movement up and a change in your relationship, because you have the Six of Swords, which you're having some mindset changes. You're letting go of some old expectations, to be able to move into a different type of relationship, a different type of emotional interaction that you have before. That Seven of Coins, though, the Seven of Pentacles, and the reason I'm saying that with the Six of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles can be like, the last thing that grows on a fruit tree is the fruit, and so you start to see the old fruit, and you're like, "Oh no, I don't want to do what I always did and get what I always got." And so it also is about a change of what you want to invest your energy in. And the Six of Swords is a change of your thoughts and your beliefs. So I really feel like it's spirit and your brain and your heart having a conversation about, all right, we have this opportunity that's going to be coming up here with higher love and new opportunity. So, what do we want? What are we going to do? And I feel like it's your mind is saying, I don't want to do what we always did. I want to try something new. And your heart's like, well, I want love, but I don't want what I had before. I want something new. And so I feel like that's what's happening here, is they're having this conversation in your dream to bring you on board with what they want to have happen next. So um, I feel like the X just represents um, this introduction of new emotion that they want to have come in, and it's like your heart and your mind going, now this, we don't want to do what we always did and get what we always got, right? So there's this new opportunity coming up, but we want to switch some expectations, we want to switch some approaches, and I feel like that's what they are coming into your mind about right now. So that's what they have for you right now, Strawberry Rose. So hopefully that resonated, and many blessings to you. All right. So Rishi, now, if you did not hear the beginning, um, kind of scroll back and watch the beginning when I was talking to our first individual around their hip, because um, again, disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, so it shouldn't be, cards shouldn't replace you seeking medical assistance, et cetera, et cetera. I read the beginning of the book here about she's not giving medical advice, and this is only just to help generally around your spiritual path. And so, saying all that, I also was drawn to this to look and see like what um, kind of emotional blockage that they talk about here with the colon. And it is about fear of letting go and holding on to the past, because the colon is about what helps us get things to move out of our lives. There's a process of how we things into our lives, we live it, and then how things go. And there's this fear of letting go is what, that the book says that an emotional um, source of, you know, uh, colon pain, could be about. We'll also pull some cards. Again, this should not replace any medical stuff. We have to do that here in the United States because they be rules around the stuff like that. So sorry that I have to say it so many times, but we just have to make sure it's out there. So let's take a look here and see what else Spirit would like you to know, Rishi. And I'm so sorry that you're having that pain. I know that's not fun at all. So let's take a look here. What else? Okay. So you do have the Three of Swords, which is all about heartbreak and expectations and disappointment. So it feels like there's some pain, some emotional pain, some expectations that were not met that could be the source of it, right? Because in addition to this three, you also have this Empress card, which is all about new birth, newness. And so it's about letting go of the old and allowing the new to come in. And the Empress is about Mother Nature, Mother Nurture too. So there is this energy of taking care of you and allowing yourself to nurture yourself and give yourself love and give yourself attention and allow, the old disappointments, allow them to be indicators for you that you were expecting something from someone else that they could never give you, which is your self-love. Self-love comes from self, not from other. That is different type of love on the outside. Your body and what your soul is wanting is the self-love that only you can give yourself, because you're the only one who knows yourself well enough to know exactly what you need to give yourself to feel loved and to feel nourished and to feel this, nurturing. Um, because the Nine of Staves or the Nine of Wands in Standard Tarot usually has like nine, um, wands that are lined up, which are blocking and not allowing things through. And one of them, they always have their hand on one of the staves because they're the ones that have the power. It's their energy that is causing the block in their life, and they can remove that Ace of Wands, which is their power, getting back into their power, understanding whatever they're focusing on is what grows and what happens. They can remove that, and then that block opens up and they can move through it. So blockages, movement, power, mother nature, mother nurture, nurturing yourself is all coming in here, because then you have the death and the rebirth. So um, this is putting an end to that pain, that emotional pain, and taking time for you, putting yourself as priority, making you number one. I feel is like this overall message that's coming in here for you. Yeah, because then you have Confucius, which is normally the judgment card. Double endings, double new beginnings, putting old things to rest, but it is communicating with your higher self. Usually there's like people that are, down in coffins raised from the dead, and then the angel up above, which is your higher self, calling you into this deeper relationship with yourself. And I feel like that's what this a lot of about is there's a lot of emotional pain that is showing itself in the physical, which is what happens with our beautiful human body. It's such a wonderful, wonderful healing machine when it's running at its best. But when we're in fight or flight mode, and you can look at this in the internet, I'm again no medical expert, but when our body goes into fight or flight mode, it shuts down a lot of stuff. And so when we're in fear of maybe not being lovable or having been rejected or fear rejection or something like that, it shuts down things like our digestive system, because it's like, I don't need you to digest right now. I need you to have all that power in my legs to run and get the heck out of here or fight and to protect myself. It's not supposed to be a constant shutting down of our nervous system and our, or a flooding of adrenaline in our nervous system, or the shutting down of our digestive system, or all this stuff that it can be. So if you can find some sort of relaxation, whatever is for you, which would be, if you can get away from everywhere, a little retreat, you know, just somewhere where you're not surrounded by all the stuff, where you can just come back to you, nurture yourself, and not be distracted by all that other stuff that's activating. I feel like that is what spirit would like you to know right now. So hang in there. Many blessings to you, Rishi. All right. And God looking. You would like a general reading, and we'll see what the cards say. Absolutely. So we will take a look there. And then after that, Carla, you will be next. So we're going to go to the Light Seers Tarot for your reading, God looking. And thank you guys so much for your patience as I do make my way down the list. All right. So what would you like God looking to know right now for their life, please? Okay, anything else? All right. All right. Well, you are in this very interesting part of your journey here, because you've got you've got two number eights, and you have the eight of swords, which is about you really understanding and looking into your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets, those that have been making you feel blinded and bound and trapped. And here you are looking into the mirror, doing a lot of reflection work, which the strength card also kind of indicates, because the strength card usually has the lion and the maiden on it, and the lion represents your human side, who is hungry and thirsty, and it looks outside of itself for all the stuff that it's told will make it feel full and not thirsty. But so it goes and eats of relationships and situations and things, and still is even more hungry, even more thirsty than they were before. And so they get to the point where I call them hangry, hungry, angry, and they're roaring in the jungle. Well, they're not aware of their higher self at the beginning of all that, And so they're developing all these thoughts and these beliefs and these mindsets about where they get their food from. But our higher self is always aware of our human self. And so it hears and it feels us hangry and roaring. And so it comes down. And it doesn't come down to put, the lion out of its misery, or it doesn't try to cage it to keep other people safe from it, or try to manipulate it like they do in the circuses and that, where they whip and, the chair and all that to try to get them to do what they want to, because our higher self knows what the lion is really searching for is the unconditional love of the higher realms. And it can't find what it's looking for out here. So it comes down, and it just so happens our higher self is made of the unconditional love of the higher realms. So it's able to give it what it is needing. It hugs it and just fills it up with that love. And then it transforms from this roaring, lion in the jungle to a purring little lion cub sitting in the lap of our higher self, feeling whole and complete and not hungry and not thirsty. It's found what it's been looking for all along in the inside. And now that it's aware of it, I always say, our higher self isn't like Superman who comes down and rescues them and then flies away. Now they can walk hand in paw together because they'll never leave. Now that the lion is aware of the higher self, they can do that. And it's interesting because you also got the Ace of Cups, which is the Holy Grail, the chalice that's full of the unconditional love of above. This is what the higher self is made of, and this is what you're searching for. And I feel like with these two eights, it means you're on the path to really discovering that, and allowing yourself to fill up with that. So you're on this wonderful piece of your journey. Because in addition, you also got the Justice card. Look, more reflection. Balancing out of the lower realms and the higher realms. The Ace of Swords, which allows you to connect to the capital T truths of the higher realm, and allows you to cut away these thoughts and these beliefs that are no longer serving you, those small T truths that were rooted in the fears of losing conditional love. So I feel like right now you are on this huge reflective time of your life, really seeing those things that no longer serve you and enhancing and increasing the amount of unconditional love that you're allowing to flow down into you. And I kind of feel like I want to pull one of these cosmic journey oracle real quick for you too. So what else for God looking, please? Okay. Yeah. Got the ancestor card here, card number 6, which is interesting because one of the analogies that they give me is that we are perfect mountains, and we come down here like our human is a satellite that comes down, and the human walks around the mountain that we are to see different perspectives of who we are and to understand it. Sometimes we're down here and we see, wow, look how big we are. Other times we walk up here and we're like, wow, didn't realize, that cave and those types of things. So I kind of feel like that's, what they were wanting to mention there. In addition, this is all about your history, your lineage, your community, your family, your relationships. And your ancestors within your lineage made you. Somehow they managed to survive and thrive in order to ensure that you are here. Your ancestors make up a portion of who you are, but you get to choose which pieces you utilize, fixed or predetermined. Your ancestors speak in terms of community, family, and right relationships. So pick any ancestor from your family tree to bring into conversation. They're all watching and rooting for you. Wow. And so you can ask them, you can ask your ancestor, whichever ancestor you bring in, do you have a message for me? Or you can ask them, what was your relationship like with your mother and your father? You can also ask them, what did you do long? Wait, oh, sorry. What did you long for but never realized? So you can ask your ancestor that. Also, you can ask your ancestors 3 more questions. What are you most proud of that not everyone else knew about? What do you wish you could pass along? And what do you still need forgiveness for? So, a connection to your ancestors, I like that for you because I feel it really helps you understand a lot of these thoughts and beliefs and mindsets came from, passed down from generation to generation, and have been regurgitated over and over again. And you are someone with the strength that can stop some of those and transform them as well. So I like that for you. And I'm finally heating up now. My energy's all flowing. So, whew, all right. So that's what they have for you, God looking. Many blessings to you. All right. Thanks for all the love, Spring. Appreciate it. All right. So, Carla, you want to know what's coming towards you the rest of October? And then, Raccoon, you will be next. So, just what's coming the rest of October. Okay. We can definitely look into that here. Actually, I'm pulled to the Revelations Tarot for that. Let's see what we got happening. All right. So, Carla, what is up for the rest of October, which is what, 6 days? Can you believe it? We're almost into November. All right. What else for the rest of October? Okay. Anything else? All right. Well, you do have this energy of new beginnings coming in the rest of this month here too, because you also have the Ace of Wands. So there is this power available to you for this restart, for this new birth, for this even investing energy into yourself. You know, we just talked about the Empress being Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, and having this beautiful energy that's focused on you. And it's funny because we just talked about the Empress and the Eight of Swords in that other deck. And here's the Eight of Swords again, reflecting upon knowing what your thoughts and what your beliefs are making you feel restricted and I feel like unworthy and that you have to sacrifice yourself for other people. I feel like there's all this belief that you have to sacrifice like your wishes. The Nine of Cups is like the wish card, emotional fulfillment. And I feel like these beliefs are so intertwined here of like you have to put other things and other people ahead of your own happiness. So they're like, nope, nope, sorry, you can peek, but you can't have this. And this, it's like this Ace of Wands is coming in and going, nope, nope, I'm going to take you away. You know, we're doing this reflection, we're doing this understanding of where these beliefs are coming from, which then do allow you to have like this new birth and this new way of looking at your life come in here, where you are allowing yourself that Empress feel like I'm the queen of my life and I get to choose what comes first. And this belief that the greatest gift that you can give the world is a healthy, full you. You know, if you're happy, then you're going to overflow all this happiness out. If you're drained and exhausted, sacrificing yourself and giving away, it's like you're giving away all your food and saving crumbs for you, and you're barely alive, right? And this is like, no, it's time for you to really understand where those thoughts and those beliefs came from. And you're in this place of putting yourself first, allowing yourself to nurture yourself and allow yourself to have wishes and have desires and believe that they can come true and that you don't have to sacrifice it. You know, you're smart enough that if you have children or, spouse or significant other or whatever, I can make it work where I can have my dream and we can all discuss what our dreams are and we can all make them come true. I don't have to sacrifice mine and put everyone else's first. So I do like that. Very powerful energy coming in here for you, Carla. It's like, yeah, Wonder Woman energy. So that's what they have for you, Carla. So the next 6 days should be very interesting for you. Maybe you'll dress up as Wonder Woman for Halloween. All right. So that's what they have. Many blessings to you. All right, Raccoon, we will take you next. And then VD, you will be next. So, Raccoon, you want to know how does your person feel for the girl that he's in love with other than you? Okay. Let's see what's going on here. So let's take a look. What's going on there between those other two? What I'd like to know here. Okay. What else? Anything else? All right. All right. So, any idea how this is going to end up? All right. Well, it's interesting because you got the full card, which is all about ending of old cycles and new beginnings. So it's like a newness around it. And the Hanged Man is here too, which, along with the Chariot, tells me that whoever was kind of on hold or that just kind of hanging around, there's a movement here. And the Ace of Swords is also saying that there's movement in communication, there's movement in the way that they're approaching it and thinking about things. Um, and the Queen of Swords here is like it's the balancing of heart and mind that's going on here. So it's very interesting energy because I kept on wanting to know more, but they're like there's this new part of what's going on between them. And the Hanged Man is normally either like a cocoon where it's just hanging out and it's just kind of evolving and it's in this holding pattern, but it also can mean that the moving pattern is over when there's another card of movement, which is the Chariot. It's all about choices being made and movement being made. And with that Ace of Swords and the Queen of Swords, that is about communication. It's around a lot of thinking and looking at expectations and getting rid of old expectations and moving into new things. So it feels like there's like definitely some sort of change that's happening, but they won't tell me. Maybe it's none of our business, right? But I'm not going. So what is this headed toward? Is it a good thing or is it a receding thing? Well, that doesn't help me either. Okay, no, those aren't it. So I got the Devil card, which the Devil card is all about the shaking of the cages and with all that, the thinking, the swords, all that together is about these mindsets. It's very Capricorn energy, which is in Saturn. They look into the old ways of thinking about things and it gets rattled and it gets shaken. And then they move and they cut away old ways of thinking and beliefs to allow more freedom within their relationship where they're not so restricted around things. But I'm like, but what has this got to happen? What's going on here? Wow. And all these major arcana too, which means there's a significant big change that's happening. And they got the High Priestess, which is all about them going. I feel like whatever's going on here, maybe they're going to counseling or something. Because it's like all this energy is about them really understanding what they're feeling, what they're going through, why they think what they think, letting old ways of thinking going and moving in this direction. And there's this movement, um, but they're not telling me ending or beginning. Like I didn't get any kind of um, card that represents the ending of something. This the beginning of something. So anything else you can give us, please? And then they got the Hermit card. Oh my god, all these major arcana. The Hermit card is all about them going inward and deeply into what's going on in their life and what is happening there. I don't feel sometimes the hermit card can mean, an individual heading off on their own journey, but with all those other cards, I just didn't get it there, Raccoon. So I feel like there's this movement, there's this communication, there's this working of things out, there's this energy that's involved with it of putting in the work to get the reward. And that's why it felt like counseling to me. Like, when you go to relationship counseling with someone because they care enough that you want to try to work things out. That's almost how I feel with that. So hopefully that makes sense with everything that's going on. But that's what they have for you right now. They're kind of having that veiled and shielded, right? Where we're like, what? That's the high priestess too, is there's this veil that we can't go beyond. And maybe they're just like their relationship isn't um what the focus they want you to have. And in that hermit card, now that they're telling me the hermit card is you, that they want you to go within yourself and you to do this in depth and look at your own self, because they're just whatever's going on and whatever's happening in any relationship is a mirror for you to work within you to understand what thoughts and beliefs and mindsets you have. So all that mirror and everything that we were seeing is a reflection for you that you can look at your thoughts and your beliefs and your mindsets. Why are you believing certain things? Why are you feeling certain ways? And it's time for you to move forward in that and to get all this stuff going. So now we see all that stuff that I was talking about their relationship reflection for you with your relationship with yourself is what I feel they have for you. So that's what they have for you right now, Raccoon. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. And we're going to continue on going down the list in order here. I think I might have saw you asked another question further down. So if I get that far, we will get to that for you as well. All right, VD. So you want to know what connection you're meant to share with that Capricorn and what are his intentions towards you. Okay. We will look into that. And then Jaylin, you will be next after that. So let's take a look here. Excuse me. Take a quick drink here. Wet the whistle. All right. So VD, what connection are you meant to share with this Capricorn? So let's take a look there. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Anything else? Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. 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 So with all these four cards, especially with the Hermit here, I'm going to start off with the Hermit, they say. So the Hermit is about you on your individual path, you turning inward, understanding yourself. And so this connection feels like they're going to end up pointing you back into your innards, because you have the strength card, which I just talked about a moment ago, and another one about this is your human, this is your higher self, and that you're finding the love from within. And you also have the 10 of Swords and the Death card. The 10 of Swords is about expectations and all those swords that are stuck in this person. They all represent thoughts and beliefs and mindsets about who you are supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, all those expectation words. Um, who they're supposed to be, what a relationship is supposed to be, who, all this stuff that is keeping you so restricted that this is what it ends up being, is this ending and this new beginning. you know all this restriction of all that stuff is so much pressure. It brings in this constriction that something has to happen and it has to be within this, which is almost impossible. It's like to have a relationship within this thing is so much pressure and so much stuff that people can't live within that vacuum. There's so much opportunity and stuff out here and so much out here that when you have all those expectations, you miss out on all that. But with this ending, this death, and this new beginning around those things, those expectations that you open up and you open up and you open up and you open up, then you get to have um, more opportunities are coming into your life. You also have the four of wands, which is stabilized energy. So once when you're trying to live up to all those expectations, you get exhausted. You're investing so much time in the fear of losing conditional love from family and friends and lovers and whatever it might be. The people you don't even know, what are they going to think? We're so filled up with so much of that, that it just has so much impact, takes so much of our energy, and our energy just feels all over the place. But the four of wands is like a huge table with four big legs on it. And with this death and this rebirth that comes with, this inner journey that they turn you inward for, then that's where you find the stabilized energy as you free yourself from this cage of all these expectations that are there. And then you do also get a lot of your energy back. The Eight of Wands is about tons of energy that floods into your life. And so all the energy you were investing into each one of those 10 swords, as you clear those away, that energy comes back to you. And that's why you feel like all of this. And so this connection that you're meant to share with this Capricorn of all things, which is the doing the work card. It's like the devil card, the Saturn card. It is about um, you know, challenging your inner beliefs and those foundations that get shaken to set you free. And so I feel like that's what the connection, what is meant for this connection, that's what is spawning from this. And we'll ask and see what his intentions are towards you. But I don't know if you really need to know that, because you're going to find out that it's going to be disappointing eventually, which I'm like, you know, that's part of the process, right? Of what turns us inward. Yeah. So I feel like they are in this indecision. The Two of Swords is like being at a crossroads here. And the crossroads are the Eight of Pentacles, which is moving up in the outside world, and the Six of Pentacles is codependency. And I kind of feel like, this indecision is, do they want to um, pursue like their education and business and that type of thing, or do they want to enter into this relationship of and it's literally the codependency awareness card, which is going into a relationship where someone's going to give to me, and I'm going to give them a little bit back. Do I want that, or do I want to focus on this? And I feel like that's what ends up happening here, is either they choose to let you just pour yourself into them, and they, like, you give them 100 of something and they give you one back, and they just think that's normal. And then you get to do that until you're exhausted, until you're resentful, right? Trying to live up to all those expectations. Or um, they will choose to go, you know what, I can't have a relationship. I'm focusing all my attention on my schooling or my job and trying to move up and get my, outside world in order. And I feel like in either one of those cases, it's going to turn you back into yourself, because one, you're not chosen, he's choosing something else over you, and the other is that he chooses to be in a relationship with you, but you get this much back when you give that much. And so both of them will eventually turn you inward, one out of like pain and disappointment, and the other out of exhaustion, I think. And so that's what is going on with that. I'm not saying that you shouldn't choose that adventure, because that's where we learn the most, right? They are our mirrors, and we go into those relationships. But that's what spirit wants you to know right now. And I know you're like, why on God's earth would I go into that then? But our we cannot tell our heart not to feel, right? Our mind will be going, "Hey, red flags, I wouldn't do that, I wouldn't do that." And you're like, "Shh, shh, shh, shh. That's just a carnival. That's not red flags." Our heart's gonna take us where it goes, but if we're going in with it, with our eyes wide open, we can learn a lot through it all as we go through it. Because I feel like this has happened before, and this is, like, getting to the point where you're like, "I'm tired of it. So one more time, let me learn my lesson that I want to, what am I trying to see, because we will continually bring mirrors into our life to show us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it, right? So not the reading I thought it was going to be. I'm so sorry. All right. Think my connection might have paused for a moment. So hopefully I am back. All right. Speaking of connections that we're meant to have, right? All right. So hang in there, VD. All right. So Jay Lynn, you are next. And then New Moon. Well, you said happy to see you again. So happy to see you too. Divine Light, you'll be next. You're the next one that asked a question after Jay Lynn. And you want to know about love and DL and what he feels about you. All right. Well, let's take a look here. I'm going to use the Chinese tarot. Let's see what we got going on there. Right, the new moon, you will be after divine light, after Jalen. All right. So let's see. DL. What would you like Jalen to know? And do you want to know what he feels about you as well? Okay. We've got the King of Cups here, which is like balanced emotion. Um, Someone who is in tune with their emotions, but also a good mind too. So a balanced individual, which also the King of Pentacles, King of Coins, which so they have a good understanding of their worth and what they want out of life. They really are in a position, very divine masculine energy. They have the Nine of Cups, which they know what they want in life with a combination of these others. So they have a good grasp around their heart and their mind and what they want. But they also have the Heavenly Master, which is the Hierophant in the normal tarot. And that does have this emotion of a lot of restriction. Like they know what they want, but they're very structured. It's like organized religion. Instead of just being like an open nature of you believe what you want, they're like, here's all the rules and the rituals and how things have to happen. So that they understand it, they know exactly what they want. It's almost militant. I'm thinking of a military individual who's in the military where they're used to such structure and know what they want. This is it. There's no other way around it. This is it. And they're very, and so I feel like that is where they're coming from. And then how they feel about you, they feel like you're this high priestess. Like you are almost opposite of that. You still have your ways of doing things because the high priestess, she keeps order within her temple, but she goes into her temple and she dives deep into her emotions. She understands things. She goes behind the veil. She trusts her gut and her intuition a lot more than mind and structure and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of feel like he feels like you are mysterious in a way because he's like so used to all this structure and everything. Like if he's ex-military or from a military family, it's like, and then he's like, "But you kind of go outside of those boundaries," and it's, like, different and odd for him. What else does he feel about you? Anything else that you want us to know? Okay. Yeah, you have the 3 of Pentacles. I kind of feel like you don't, um, care a whole lot about what people think in a way. It's like this is the "Be the authentic you" card, which is like, I'm me, take it or leave it, and I'm gonna do this, and I do this, if he thinks it's voodoo foo-foo or whatever, and you're like, "It's what I do." And then he's like, "Okay," and that confidence you have on the you don't care as much about that outside world and the rules as he does, and so it's kind of intriguing for him because the King of Swords here, which is interesting, because the King of Swords is all about the mind, like air sign-ish, where, you know, you have the mentality, you could deep dive and you're very smart, excuse me, so you know your stuff, which I think is why this is kind of intriguing for him because you have a great mind. You have a lot of information. Like I feel like you're very educated in a lot of stuff. Like you know your facts. Almost like Gemini type of energy where you've studied a lot and you understand a lot of stuff. And you also um, uh, how do they say you defy it. So it's like there's all this stuff and you're like, yeah, da, 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 yeah, I know. But they're like, okay, so you believe that? No, in my heart, I know this. And you're like, wait, you just said that you know da 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 da, but you don't agree with it. And like, no, I just have this feeling. It's like more like this and that. And I kind of feel like he's like, it's just intriguing and it throws him off and he doesn't know what to think about it because he's just so um it's so different he grew up with and that I really feel like if he was military, he's just like, "It's so I'm just trying to wrap my hand around it," and you're, like, challenging him to go outside his mind and that superstructure and everything, that's going on, and it's like, wow. So, I kind of feel like that's what's going on right now. So, hopefully that makes sense to you, Jalen, but that's, what they have. So, many blessings for you. All right, divine light, you wanna know what does the universe hold for you? And then new moon, you will be up next. All right. So let's take a look here. I do want to go to the Cosmic Journey Oracle for you, divine light, and let's see what they have for you. All right. So let's take a look here, divine light. Like that. Right into this realm. Like right. Right. Card 32. Are you an author? Maybe, maybe. It says each day is like a blank page in a book. Your next chapter is ready to be written, and you get to pen exactly what you want into existence. Whatever is meant for you is now being written into this reality. You are writing your own mythic tale, downloaded from the infinite universe of possibility into the realness of your current reality. Turn off the inner critic looking over your shoulder. Simply write, as you are the hero in your own tale of divine destiny perfectly unfolding. Journaling gets you into perfect alignment with your highest essence. What is the worst thing that can happen if you write down the dreams you are almost too scared to whisper to yourself? Ooh, I love it. And the cosmic catalyst question is, if my pen were a magic wand, what would I write for the next chapter of my life? Ooh. And that little cosmic checkbox, this is something that you can do if it resonates. It says, identify one specific thing you want to see within this next month and write how the universe would conspire to make this happen. Bonus points if you use a purple pen to align with your cosmic destiny. I love it. So, yeah, definitely this is about you realizing, I really feel like how much of a co-creator you are in your life, and that you do invite so much into your life by where you invest your energy, and that pen is your magic wand, right? You focus on gratitude, you focus on what you do want in your life and how you would imagine it unfolding, and putting energy into that allows the universe to do so much with it. And if you focus on what you are missing in your life and what you feel is you don't want in your life, the universe will use that and expand it for you too. So I feel like there's this big power for yourself that you're bringing into connection with that. So I am loving that for you, Divine Light. Use that purple pen. Get bonus points. I love it. So that's what they have for you right now. So I love that. All right, New Moon, you are up next. And then Natalia, you will be up after that. And you want to know, New Moon, how Thursday will go for you, please. It's an important day. All right, thank you. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So we'll use the Light Seers Tarot and see what's going on there. And again, thank you guys so much for being here and your patience as I do make my way down the list in order. And all the thumbs up that you gave the video already, really, really appreciate it. If you haven't done so, I would really appreciate you considering doing so. It does help out my channel, helps the Zen love spread, and it's free, which is a great price. And it just takes a little click just to say thank you. And that's all that I have to say about that. All right, so New Moon. Let's take a look here for next Thursday. All right. Well, you do have a wonderful celebration card coming in here with stabilized energy. So I feel like this is a positive sign that things will go well. You know, this is like celebration, wedding, get together, joy, 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 joy. So there is that coming in here. And you also have the Four of Swords, which is peace of mind, stabilized mind. So I really feel like it's a peaceful day for you, things unfolding well. You know, these would be the normal three um, swords there, which are expectations, equal disappointment, kind of fears of how things will unfold. But see how they're all wrapped in love here. And so I feel like if you go in just with wrapping all your fears in love and knowing that everything's going to be fine regardless of anything that happens. I'm going to be fine, right? I've made it through 100% of everything that I've been through in life, and I will always get through everything else. But there's this joy, there's this peace of mind energy coming in. So I really feel like it's just going to be a really smooth, stabilized feeling type of day. And you do have the moon as well, which the moon can be about the unknown and the unseen, cycles and movement and things changing, like a new moon to a full moon. And it's like, trust the cycles of life, trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by, that there's always something that's happening below the surface that you have no idea the why, because it's not in our conscious mind, it's happening in the unseen world. But just trust that things are unfolding. And I like this too, because it always reminds me of that story about the white wolf and the dark wolf. You know, that wherever we focus on is what grows. That Native American beautiful story where a grandfather was talking to one of his grandchildren and told them that within each and every individual, you have a white wolf and a dark wolf growing in within you, and they're constantly battling your entire life. And the grandchild is like, well, who wins? And the grandfather, of course, said, whichever one you feed. And so whatever you focus on is what grows. And I love that about the moon is you may not know what's going on below the surface, but you control what you're feeding and what you're growing in your life through that energy. And I feel like again with that stabilized energy and that Four of Swords with that wrapping love around all those fears, it's you're feeding unconditional love and joy and gratitude and what you want in your life. You're not focusing on your fearing of what bad thing will happen because then you're feeding that dark wolf instead. And so I love this energy that's coming in here. And if you haven't checked out um your weekly energy update, because I saw, of course, new moon. I thought, well, today's a new moon, and you have all these wishes that you can be putting around this energy. So check out your weekly energy update. It'll tell you how to use those wishes, and you can just send even more energy forward for that as well. So that's what they have for you, new moon. Many blessings to you. All right, Natalia, you are up next, and then Kay after that. So, does the Sagittarius like you romantically? Let's see what spirit will let you know here. All right. So, does Sagittarius like you romantically? Let's take a look here. Right. What else? Can you clarify that? Sorry. It's like some of these I'm just like, I'm not where are you taking this? Okay. Okay. Let's see what these are. Well, I don't I don't think that they have anything because first of all you get the world card here which is ending of old cycles and beginning of new ones. And you have the 8 of Pentacles, which would be that they are moving up in the outside world, like they've been in school or doing an assistant manager or being an apprentice and they're becoming a master. It's like they have this movement that's changing up in the outside world. And they've got the joy and celebration card. So I feel like there's been something that has happened in their life that is allowing them some sort of significant change where they feel it's moving up in the outside world. So it's usually, like I said, it's usually career, could be relationship, but I don't feel relationship here. I feel it's so much about the outside world, not so much the inner emotional or the mind, because they have the Ace of Swords, which is about new levels of mentalness that's coming in. And the Seven of Pentacles is also this energy of patience. They've been waiting for a long time for the fruit to grow, and something finally came to fruition in their outside world. It's almost like, someone who's like working full time and taking classes, and they've been doing this, and it's been taking them forever to get to the point now they're like graduated. And I'm not sure it's exactly school, but it feels very mental and that they've reached this point and now that it finally is grown and they're seeing the fruit, now they're ready for this change because then they have the full card here too, which ending of an old cycle. It's the last card in the major arcana, and this is the first card. It's like they are having this huge restart in their life. Whatever has happened, did they win Powerball? I don't know. Something like huge happened which they felt was huge and significant in their outside world, where now they're kind of restarting their life in a way. It's like they're in 2.0 or 3.0 mode where they're changing their life. And I kind of feel like they're so focused into the outside world that they're not um, like they haven't made space for romance. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, oh my gosh, this is like exciting time and there's so much happening. And it's like a kid in a candy store. There's like, you can't get their attention because they're just like, oh my God, they're just overwhelmed with this whatever new thing that's happening in their life. So I don't feel like there's romance in them right now, for anyone. I just feel like they're so overwhelmed with their outside world, they're just in overload. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And you asked if there's a minimum for donations. I don't believe there is. I think it depends on where you go into. I don't know if they have a minimum requirement, for donations. So thank you for asking, though. If anyone wants to make donations, I do have a link, at the in the description box of the video. It's toward the bottom. It tells you the different areas that you can give a donation. I think some ways have probably a minimum. I don't know if it's like $5 or something. It's like a very low minimum. I don't have a requirement. If you want to give from your heart, I am honored and humbled by that. And so thank you if you do want to do that. Thank you. All right, Natalia, that is what they have for you right now. So many blessings to you. All right, Kay, you are up. And then Miss Lovely, you will be up next after that. All right. So let's take a look here. So, Kay, you said what your higher self is guiding you to do in regards to abundance and finances. You feel something creative, but I don't know. Okay, well, let's take a look here and see what guidance they have for you. All right, Kay, let's take a look. What is your higher self guiding you for financially? Okay. All right. Not all those. All right. So, can you clarify that? Anything else? All right. Well, it's interesting because the first three cards that popped out, I mean, you've got the Two of Pentacles, which is balancing your higher world with your physical world. So, like you said, it does feel like you're bringing your inspiration into the world. And you have the Page of Pentacles, which means new opportunities that will be coming your way that do bring you a lot of joy and emotional fulfillment. So it's like they're saying, yeah, you're going to be having this. You're going to be having this, come your way, and trust that new opportunities will be opening up. And I'm like, okay, well, can we get a little more information, right? Because you're wanting to try to find an exact route of how what happened. And then they're like, well, you've got the Two of Swords, which is about when you're making a decision, close your eyes and trust your heart, trust your intuition, don't trust your mind. And I'm like, okay, well, that's good, but can we get more clarity? And they have the Five of Swords, which is about whatever is happening in your life where you feel like these old thoughts and these old beliefs, old mindsets are coming at you from all these different directions. Because it's not going to be like subtle thoughts up here. It's like on your shoulder, cocking, the cawing in your ear, caw, 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 and you're just like, oh my God, you can see the look on his face. Holy moly, is it worth it? All this, battling of my mind, um, because you do have the Six of Wands here, which is about recognition that you will be seen, you will be um, recognized for what you do. And so I was like, this is great. So, but we're looking for more, guidance on how and where and everything. And they're like, reflecting on your old thoughts and your old beliefs and your own mindsets that are making you feel blinded and bound and restricted, that this reflection that you're doing is such an important piece right now that will open up these opportunities that come. And I kind of feel like, because each time I'm asking for more clarity, they give you just a tidbit, but they keep on pointing you back to, yourself. Yeah. So you are right that it is creative because you have the Three of Pentacles, which is about you creating something. But it's so important for you to stay your authentic self. Don't let other people, the fear of what other people would say, or losing support from someone by not doing something the way they recommend, because that person can sometimes take us and sway us off further than the person that's the the one that's always dream busting and trying to pop your bubbles, right? The other one that's like, I'm so proud of you. Oh, you're gonna do so well. Have you ever thought of doing it this way though? And you're like, well, I don't want them to join them. So I'll sway a little bit. It's like, no, whatever this is that's coming for you, I feel like you'll know in your heart, and this opportunity was just gonna come opening there, that it's you staying true to you and doing that, because you've got the Four of Pentacles that popped out, which is all about a stable outside world. That your outside does stabilize, but it's about you finding your worth from within you with like that Three of Pentacles, rather than that you're gonna, it's that solid feeling doesn't come from other people, it comes from in you. And your last card was the King of Wands. I mean, I was trying to like, tell me, tell me, tell me. But this is about you taking the power in your own hands and realizing you are co-creator of your destiny. And whatever you focus on with your magic wand here is what grows and expands. And, sometimes we do come down here feeling like, well, there's an exact thing that I have to do in an exact way. And it's more so because they're showing me an old analogy they gave me once, which helped me just to uh, let go of my fear of not doing the right thing that spirit wanted me to do. And they showed me an old grandfather, which was the creator. He's like, this is me. And I'm like, ah, you're funny. And he took me to a park, playground to play. And I got there and I'm like, okay. And he goes, well, go play. And I go, okay, what do I go play on first? And he was like, just go play. And I'm like, well, but what order am I supposed to go to the swing and then to the slide and then to the merry-go-round and then the seesaw, or how, like, what order am I supposed to do it in? And he was like, no, go play, have fun. And I'm like, no, I need to know which one. And I started, like, he showed me being a little kid starting to have a tantrum, and he's just like, oh, go on the slide first. Just go. He just wanted me to go. And so he told me something to go try. And then I went that. And then I learned to play and realized that life is more of a playground than a classroom, and that we learn things on the playground. And I kind of feel like that's what they're wanting to do, is like, let your heart guide you. What brings you joy? How do you uniquely want to express the love within you with the world? And it's not as we think it is. It's like you have so many different routes, but what is going to bring you joy? Follow your heart, and that will guide you in the direction that you can go with that. So that's what they have for you, Kay. So hopefully that helped. Many blessings to you. All right, Miss Lovely, you are up. You want to know if Spirit can tell you if the doors are going to be open for you to move back to Georgia. Oh, the twins. Oh, okay, now I see. I saw a thing about twins. I was like, what are they talking about? Now I see. So, Miss Lovely, let's take a look here and see if Georgia opens its doors if it's meant where you're supposed to go. And then Queen B, you will be up next. All right. So is Georgia, are those doors going to open up for you? Anything else? Okay. So you do have this High Priestess card, which is about trust in your gut, trust in your intuition, because there's some unseen things. Because you also have the Knight of Wands, which does represent kind of movement. There is going to be movement, movement, movement. And you have the Ace of Wands, which is about also this quest of you getting your power. Because you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups, it represents emotional stability, but it also represents that it's like three of the cups. Normally they're like bored with it. They're sitting back going, oh, it's boring, you know. And then the fourth cup is being offered as something, a new higher love, a new passion, new things coming in. And I feel, especially because you got the Fool card, which is a new adventure, a new beginning, I just feel like I'm not sure it's going to unfold the way that you are expecting it to. And I'm not sure it's going to be Georgia. Let me see here. Yeah, you got the Three of Cups. So that is joy, but also connecting to your spirit world and trusting. Again, that came out under the High Priestess, which is, talk to us. We will show you signs. We will show you synchronicities. It will guide you if you ask us of your own free will. Let me see, what's this card here? Yeah, the Magician, which showed up under the Knight of Wands, which, there's the Ace of Wands that you're holding in your hand, that you can just where you can focus your energy and things can come to fruition. So, and then you have the Empress, new beginning showing up under the Fool, and under the Four of Cups, you have the Four of Wands, which is stabilized energy. What is going on here? All right. Come on. Are you being secretive or what is this about? Got the Page of Wands. So again, this energy of taking life into your hands and that you hold the magic. So I feel like they're saying you hold so much of it in your own hands that whatever you focus on, you're gaining your power back. And I don't know, going to Georgia, does that feel like getting your power back? Or where does it feel like, if you could go anywhere, where would it be like you feel like you are holding the magic wand? And that if you could point it anywhere and have it grow and have it happen, where would you be pointing? Would that be Georgia? Yeah. So, because you have Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. So I really feel like is Georgia your first choice? Is it like moving back there? This is what needs to happen, da da da, or is there somewhere else where you're like, if I could live anywhere, this is where I would live? And I feel like they're talking about you getting your power back and your wish fulfillment, and they're like, don't settle, don't you know, just choose the stable, well, this would make the most sense and it's the responsible thing to do. It's like, I feel like they're saying you have this magic wand. Where would you go? What would you do with this? Because that is what I feel like they're encouraging you to do. So you're like, you want to know, spirit, if the doors are going to open for you to move back. It's like, well, you can force it open if that's really what you want to go and what you want to do. But I kind of feel like there's somewhere else that you're wanting to go. I mean, does that make sense at all if you're still here? Um, but I feel like there's this other wish. The Nine of Cups is wish fulfillment. Something else would be your wish, and I feel like they're saying, if you rub a genie's lamp and the genie pops up and says, "What are your three wishes?" We don't go, "Well, how about you send me there?" And they're like, "Is that where you want to go?" Well, it makes the most sense. No, you could have any wish. Where would you want to go? What would you want to do and create? Really? I can go anywhere? And that's what I feel like they're nudging you to focus on is where would you go? Not just what is the best for everyone else and circumstances, blah, 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 is what they're saying. They're saying, where would you go if you had that magic wand? And they go, that's what they have. So many blessings to you, Miss Lovely. Hopefully that made sense. All right. So, Queen B, we are to you. And PC, and we should be able to get to you as well. So, what is TJ Scorpio's intentions with you? All right. Well, let's take a look here, Queen Bee. I do want to use the Light Seers Tarot. Let's see what they've got going on. All right. So, TJ Scorpio, what are his intentions towards you? Well, he's got this Ace of Swords going on, which tells me that he's really in his head, really thinking about things, really about um, just there's this mind stuff that's happening. I just feel like he's like, and this is not the normal meaning of the Ace of Swords, but I feel like he's like going up and down the stairs. It's like up and down, up and down, up and down. Because he's got the King of Pentacles here too. And I kind of feel like their mind is like scattered all over the place. Like they've got so much that's going on in their minds, so much that's going on in their life that they're trying to organize, trying to get their head around um that again like what are their intentions towards you. And I feel like again, you got stairs again too. It's like he's going up and down the stairs, up and down the stairs. What did he expect? What is expected of him? What is expected of you? Da 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 da. There's like all this stuff, just everything in his life. So I just feel like it's like this little kid just running up and down the stairs is what they're showing him in my head. Just it just feels so hyper and so um stressed. Like I got to make sure what is it's all supposed to be a certain way, which is going on. And I feel like this is the battle that's going on inside of him. So it's like there's been this heartbreak, there's been major disappointments in their life to where this is what they are trying to focus on. Here's their lion self and their higher self. They're trying to find their inner strength, but this pain, this fear really is overwhelming for them. I mean, I kind of feel like it's like they're trying to, it's like peeking out, but they're really consumed with the fear of disappointing um, individuals in their lives, just about their life in general, not specifically you and your interactions with you. It just feels like crazy energy. Yeah. Because they have the Tower card here. I feel like this is his fear that he's had people ripped out of his life before. Like this is like people being moved out and being moved in. But I feel like that heartache is that he's lost significant amount of people and significant people in his life that I feel like he is afraid to care about people and that He has such a long list of things that has to happen that it's just not I don't mean to say crazy in a bad way, just extreme is the word I'm really looking for. Extreme fear and rules, and I don't know why, I obviously, I think this is why, because of those earlier in life losses that were so significant that it's just, um, that fear of abandonment, that fear of the rug being pulled out over and over and over underneath them. And I kind of feel like they're telling you that this is you. You're like, be in your bubble of love, and regardless of what comes against there, you are able to sit pretty well in your bubble and have this, wonderful calmness and this peace and this love and this flow. um and you don't worry about people bursting your bubble, and I feel like that is attractive to him, to you, but he's not in a place to have intentions. There's like such a long list of things that have to be done. They're kind of reminding me, what was that movie, As Good as It Gets, where it's someone that had a condition where they couldn't walk on cracks and they had to open the door and close the door, like um ADD kind of extreme stuff where it's like, and they can't get to the place to where they have time for the relationship because they're doing so many of the other things, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I know not probably the type of information you were looking for, but at least it lets you know that, okay, they've got a lot of rules and a lot of things that are keeping them so preoccupied that they don't have time for intentions right now. So maybe that will change if things change in the outside world for them, but I kind of feel like they're just all concerned with that stuff. So that's what they have for you right now, Queen Bee. So many blessings to you. All right, PC, you want to know, what are Aquarius's feelings for you and why isn't he contacting you? Well, who knows? Those Aquarians, I swear. I'm a sun Aquarian. God only knows why. That's why we're going to ask them. See if we can get into that safe that is holding all those emotions in there. So tell us about this Aquarius with PC, please. Let's see what we got here. So you have the Five of Wands here, and the Five of Wands does represent this energy of conflict, and that feels like conflict in the beginning, and then it kind of eventually transforms. There's the Queen of Pentacles here, which the Queen of Pentacles is about like Mother Nature, Mother Nurture, new things unfolding, almost like the Empress card in a way. But this is about the outside world with new things that are unfolding out there, as well as the King of Wands, which is about um, a lot of fiery energy. It's the entrepreneur card too. And I almost feel like their feelings, and it seems to be like a lot with a lot of people these days, they're so caught up in the outside world, caught up in what they are needing to do, taking care of themselves, trying to make their business or start their business, or with their work, and they're dealing with other conflicts and stuff that are going on in the world that feels like competition, and so they feel like they're in this competition in the outside world. And I don't feel like they're in competition for your emotions. I feel like their outside world is just this storm of things. Yeah, and there's Page of Cups, which is new emotion, new things happening in their lives. Um, Not necessarily new love. Let me see. Anything? What else can you let me know here? Yeah. Okay. Because they got the 10 of wands here, so they are overburdened. They're investing so much in their lives and their outside lives that all that stuff's happening. They even got the 7 of swords. So a lot on their minds, which is very Aquarian. You know, they're an air sign. So a lot in their minds trying to figure out things. There's this obstacle that's happening there. But moon energy is there, which is also, I feel like, is the moon cycles is huge with this, which is all about new beginnings and things falling away, new beginnings and things falling away. I feel like they're caught in such this cycle of things changing and beginning and ending and beginning and ending and beginning. That's where that 10 of wands is, where they're just like exhausted from investing all this energy everywhere, that they are just wore out. And um, feelings, let's see what they have here with feelings. Yeah. Again, they're like 9 of swords is insomnia and nightmares, and ace of staves, ace of wands, passion and new drive. Some this new stuff that's happened in their life, they're just exhausted. Um, so I feel like that's why they're not contacting you, is they're just so caught up in their world. And feelings, I feel like they're so exhausted that, and I get this a lot here with a lot of guys lately, which, not being sexist, it's just like they have anyone with divine masculine energy, with a lot of it is all about trying to provide and trying to compete in the outside world and have all this stuff, and they're like putting emotion on the back burner. Everything else is about security and this and that and all this stuff they've been taught. So that's what I have, and that's why he's not contacting you. He's exhausted and he's uh, sucked out into the outside world and making all that stuff happen. And feelings, they're on simmer mode for everyone and everything. They have all their energy invested in doing things, which I get. Like I'm not interested in relationships. I'm interested in doing this and sharing spirit with the world. So I'm like, I'm not projecting though. I know I'm not, but that's what I feel is going on there with you. So that's what they have for you right now. All right, PC, many blessings. All right. All right. So I've actually just hit over 2 hours. So um, I need to balance, and I'm going to try to keep it to 2 hours each night. And for all those that I didn't get to, I'm so sorry. I know you want answers. I am here every night at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and then on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain. I also have a ton of other videos available, like the um, weekly energy updates, the monthly readings, the pick a cards. I have a lot of those playlists in the description box of this video down below. And also, if you go to my main page, the playlists are all on that main screen. So follow your heart, see where your spirit leads you and what you want to, what draws you. And I'm sure there are answers there for you if you need something right away. And also, if you are having trouble connecting, where I never get to you, the earlier you get into one of the sessions, I usually within the 2 hours get through a lot of people. And if not, I do offer personal readings, and all that information is also listed in the description box of the video down below as well. And let me repost those, the new moon eclipses that just came out, so you guys can check that playlist, because that does include the energies of this week. And then we have the November ones that are coming up as well. So I'll do those 2 playlists. And of course, Scorpio season just started as well. So, but a lot of resources out there for you. So, again, apologies if I wasn't able to get to you this evening. I send you guys much love. And please know as you go throughout each and every second of every day of your life that you are unconditionally loved by the mother and the father of all things. And of course, I do love you guys too. So, thank you guys so much for all the thumbs up and that does help out my channel. So before you head out, if you haven't done that, I really appreciate you considering doing that. And I will be back tomorrow, 7 p.m. Mountain. So until then, you guys hang in there. You take care of yourselves and have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you're at in the world. You guys take care.